think in general about AI activities, I would maybe split it into three types of activities. One type of activity is you leverage existing AI capabilities to build new products. And personally, I think that's where massive opportunity is right now. Because of the 5-10 years of rapid progress, so many new things can be built that could never be built before. And so lots of opportunities there. That's why there's so much venture capital going into AI startups, because there's just so many new things. Just like in internet days, so many new companies could be built because now there's this internet thing. Same thing with AI now, similar kind of thing. Now, then there are things where you look at an application and you think this should be feasible, but current AI cannot do it. And let's push it. And when you say, is this useful? There, it's very clear what you're working toward. Hopefully you picked something useful, right? Otherwise, I don't know why you'd be doing it. But so an example would be self-driving cars. Another example is what we do at Covariant, making robotic manipulation. Take that to the next level so it can help, robots can help out in many places and so forth. You see those problems and you say, I'm going to try to push the frontier, get it done. And there the usefulness is very clear. And then I'd say the third kind of AI activity is where you do completely open-ended research. And I do think that's really valuable, actually, even though it's hard to know ahead of time exactly where the value is going to be. You just say, hey, maybe one of the things I'm really excited about these days is, what if I have an agent, an AI agent, and I put it in a simulated world? And I'm not going to give it any supervision. I'm just going to let it play. And I say, well, play, what does that mean, play? Like, well, any kid knows what it means to play, right? They play. A 0-year-old, maybe at least a 1-year-old, they know to play. They might not know the word, but they're playing. They're doing their own thing. And, if you get a dog, they're playing. And so clearly, and there's these studies that show that, if you look at nature and you look at different animals that have a longer childhood, a longer protected time where they get to play, are ultimately better problem solvers or smarter. And so to me, then the interesting question is, how do I formalize play? How do I get an agent to not, try to maximize a score in a game or to, maximize quality of driving according to some metrics, but how do I somehow get an agent to understand what it means to play? And what's going to come out of that? I don't know exactly what's going to come out of that, but I think I'm pretty confident that if we can figure this out, and these agents are, in these simulated environments at first playing, then if we figure this out, at some point, this will lead to agents that are smarter, that can now pick up new instructions much more quickly than if they had never played before. And so that's the kind of example, I think, where it's like, okay, why is this useful? It's very hard to make it very precise. At the same time, I'm very confident that if we succeed at this research, let's say in the next 5 years, that within 5 years of that, there will be many useful applications coming out of it.